Establishing protocol as we officially begin our program, we would like to recognize the presence of our Governor General, Her Excellency Susan Duggan, the Minister of National Mobilization, Social Development, and Gender Affairs et al., Honorable Frederick Stevenson, the Permanent Secretary, Ms. Narissa Gittins-McMillan, the Coordinator of Gender Affairs Division, Lafleur Kwame, the District Manager and Director and Chair of the Caribbean Women's Honors and Empowerment of Trinidad and Tobago Chapter, Ms. Wendy Lewis, and the awardees, Miriam Roach, from the former Coordinator of the Gender Affairs Division, Jeannie Oliver, the Volunteer Director of Marian House, Camille Crichton, Managing Director of Professional Secretariat and Consultancy Services, Claire Kieser, CEO of Interactive Media Limited and Publisher of Searchlight Newspaper, Christine Da Silva, Manager of Quick Print, Skiddy Francis Crick, Chanel McKenzie, Laura Anthony Brown, Lisa Cordis, Letitia Sandy, Linda McDowell, Cheryl James, sponsors, media, and other specially invited guests. We are at the point of our program now, after we have established the protocol, that we would invite Ms. Hazel Ann Lewis to render the opening prayer.
Heavenly Father, we approach your throne even at this moment, God. Lord, we thank you that you are the God that gives life. And because of that, we can be here tonight, God, to celebrate your goodness. Father, we declare your blessings on this evening proceeding, God. We thank you for every woman presented here, God, that you would just release your blessings over them, God. We thank you for peace even in the atmosphere. We declare that your grace surrounds us, God. We thank you for a smooth flow, God, of tonight's event. And we thank you, God, for being with us by your grace and your mercy. In Jesus' name, amen.
For this afternoon is When Women Roar, and I added to that. So tonight we're going to say, when women roar, amazing things happen. When women roar, again, when women roar, amazing things happen. And that is because as women, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. The words of Maya Angelou. I am Generation Equality Realizing Women's Rights. International Women's Day first emerged from the activities of labor movement at the turn of the 20th century in North America and across Europe. Since those early years, International Women's Day has assumed a new global dimension of women in developed and developing countries alike. The growing international women's movement, which has been strengthened by 4 Global United Nations Women Conference, has helped make the commemoration and rallying point to build support for women's rights and participation in the political and economic arenas. International Women's Day, celebrated on March 8th annually around the world, is a time to reflect on the progress made, to call for change, and to celebrate acts of courage and determination by ordinary women who have played an extraordinary role in the history of their countries and community. With that said, because I'm in the presence of such strong, powerful, and phenomenal women in this room that fits this description as read just now, I ask that you give yourselves a round of applause. It is important for us as women to continue to support, to uplift, to build up, and to empower each other. It is at this point of the program that we will ask Ms. Lafleur Kwame, who is the Coordinator of Gender Affairs Division, to come and give the welcome and opening remarks.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Her Excellency Susan Duggan, Governor General, the Honorable Frederick Stevenson, Minister of National Mobilization, Social Development, the Family, Gender, Persons with Disabilities, Community and Cooperatives and Youth Affairs. We have to say everything. Mrs. Narissa Gittins-McMillan, the Permanent Secretary in said ministry. I can shorten it now. Miss Wendy Lewis, our featured speaker, who is also the Director and Chair of the Caribbean Women Honors and Empowerment, Trinidad and Tobago chapter, tonight's honorees, distinguished guests, a pleasant good night. It gives me great honor as the coordinator of the Gender Affairs Division within the said Ministry of National Mobilization to welcome you to this evening of excellence as we join the international community in celebrating International Women's Day under the theme, I Am Generation Equality, Realizing Women's Rights. As Madam Chair would have indicated, International Women's Day, which would be celebrated on Sunday, March 8th, is an occasion to reflect on the progress made, to call for change, and to celebrate acts of courage and determination by ordinary women who would have played extraordinary roles in the history of their countries and communities. Over the years, women have been silenced through patriarchal cultures, the media, and religion, even as the world is evolving in a new direction with a wave of women who hold senior positions in society, such as you here tonight. To circumvent this, there is need to create an environment for networking while providing guidance, empowerment, and support to women to have no fear to roar. Hence, this evening, you will be nurtured by Ms. Wendy Lewis from Caribbean Women Honors and Empowerment Trinidad and Tobago chapter with food for thought on entrepreneurship, personal development, financial investment, and empowerment. We would also like 12 outstanding women who would have made tremendous contributions towards advancement of their gender and national development here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Ms. Jeannie Oliver and Ms. Miriam Roach in the field of women and development, Mrs. Laura Anthony Brown, Mrs. Cheryl James, and Ms. Letitia Sandy for their public service to the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In sports, Mrs. Kitty Francis Crick and Ms. Linda McDowell, our entrepreneurs and business leaders, Ms. Camille Crichton and Christine Da Silva, our woman in the media, Ms. Claire Keyser, our fashion designer, Ms. Lisa Cordis, Ms. Chanel McKenzie in the field of culture and entertainment. We are cognizant that the list of outstanding women in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is non-exhaustive, and we within the Gender Affairs Division shall endeavor to continue recognizing women each year, those unsung heroes, those rural women, and even those within the cottage industry. As the sub-theme says, when women roar, I implore us all to recognize that we have the eyes of a tiger. We are fighters even dancing through the fire. We are all champions, and the world is going to hear us roar. I hope that you would enjoy this evening's proceedings and be inspired to be generation equality in your own way. I thank you.
Thank you so much for those words. When women roar, oh my God, you guys not paying attention. When women roar, amazing things happen. I'm going to say it again. We need to say it loud so the world can know that when women roar, amazing things happen. Okay, it's at that point now we will welcome to give us an item, Miss Marla Nanton. Give her a round of applause.
When women roar, they create, they strengthen, they guide, they hold, they love, they empower, they inspire. When women roar. friends at our sides, our mothers, our daughters, and most of all, our wives. When women roar, they hold up half the sky, yet smile as they happily cry. When women roar. Rise above their adversity, but never forgetting their origin. They learn from their past and choose to keep going. Women may stumble and sometimes we fall, but at the end of the day, empowered women stand tall.
That was a beautiful rendition by Miss Marla Nathan. When women roar, oh my God, we're gonna have to feed you guys some more. When women roar, and this is because where there is love and inspiration, you cannot go wrong. And with that, I just want to encourage every woman in here to continue to be believers, to be motivators, to be survivors, to be inspiration. Because when women roar, you're catching on. I like it, I like it, I like it a lot. So I'm going to first apologize for one of our speakers based on unforeseen situations. She can't be here with us tonight, and that is unfortunate for us, but fortunately for us, looking on the bright side, we do have a beautiful, strong, important woman who will come and share with us tonight, and her name is Wendy Lewis. Chosen for such a time like this, British-born Trinidadian Wendy Lewis' gift was recognized from a very tender age with a multifaceted background stemming from the banking sector in the UK to entertainment, media, marketing, governmental administration, and protocol. Miss Lewis exudes boldness, charisma, confidence, and empowerment whenever she graces a stage. Ms. Lewis is the distinct manager, director, and chair of Caribbean Women Honors and Empowerment Trinidad and Tobago chapter. The Trinidad and Tobago chapter is the 8th in the Caribbean, with 13 chapters in Africa and 11 between the US and Canada. The NGO is mandated to empower, honor, and transform the lives of our sisters and children using transmuted initiatives paralleled with the required paradigm shift to enable sustainable and permanent results. Previous speaking engagements include, but not limited to, churches, schools, workshops, financial empowerment and training seminars, locally and regionally, including the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, conferences locally and internationally hosted by youth clubs, the Victim Support Unit, Association of Female Executive, powerful ladies of Trinidad and Tobago and multi-billionaire global conglomerate Success Factory. Miss Lois brings all of the above to the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines using kingdom principles with exuberance and humility. It's with that we will say again that when women roar, amazing things happen. And we will invite this amazing lady to share with us tonight. Give her some snap fingers.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Her Excellency, Dame Suzanne Dugan, Honorable Frederick Stevenson, Mrs. Narissa Gittins McMillan, Mrs. Sandy Peters, Ms. Lafleur Kwame, the awardees, sponsors, specially invited guests, members of the medias, and you amazing, amazing, amazing women. Good evening. To the testosterone in the room, we honor you. Okay. Some heads are blocking the presentation, so I could take this out because I don't like restriction. We can't row if we restrict it, right? So, nice. I am Wendy Lewis. I came from the beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. No, let me do that again because you're real biased. I am Wendy Lewis and I came from the beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Ah. Okay, I like you all a little bit more. A little bit more. So one of the speakers unfortunately had a death in the family day before yesterday. So that's why Mrs. Bailey Owen is not here, so I apologize for her absence. So now I have to speak on 4 topics. But I can roll. So I'm just getting warm, and I hope this is extremely interactive. This is not my first visit to St. Vincent. This is my second visit to St. Vincent. I thank God for bringing me here safely in the midst of everything that's happening. You all ought to be so grateful in St. Vincent. There ain't got no coronavirus here. You all bless. Yeah, the countries that bless miss this thing because the enemy ought to know his place. So Trinidad and Tobago bless, St. Vincent bless. We have some islands that bless. My flight got derailed because I couldn't go through Barbados because they have some cases there. St. Vincent, you're blessed. So we're going to have a little dialogue today. I am going to share some really important information with you. And I hope that by the time you leave, do we have any billionaires in the room? Now, to thine own self, be true. I'm talking cash in the bank. Do we have any billionaires in the room? I'm in the right place because I came to create some. You already a billionaire? Cash in the bank? I'm not talking heart and assets. I'm talking cash in the bank, pushing your card, see over $1 million in the balance. Not fixed assets and all those stuff, yeah? So I'm talking to the right people because I came to create some. We could work with that? Money answereth all things. Come on. We know the word, right? Money answereth all things. And one of the things, the theme, they asked me, what theme you bring into St. Vincent? I said, when women roar. They added the amazing things happen bit, but it's all good because I really believe that there are some things that happen to us and we withstand the test of time. From childbirth to dealing with all sorts of issues. One of the things I'm very passionate about is our sisters who are suffering daily from gender-based violence. And that's not just a physical thing, it's an emotional thing, a mental thing, a financial thing, and in some instances, a spiritual thing. Because there are some, now this is a Women's Day thing, right? Yeah. So the men gonna have to hear some stuff that they may not like. But it's all good. Because when women roar, amazing things happen. Hey, I love them. See? They got it. Awesome. In Trinidad, the spirit is high. A week doesn't pass when somebody indict or somebody do something, and it's really sad, and it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I will just share this a little bit with you. So we had a 3-way murder in Trinidad, where the husband killed the wife and the landlord, all 3 people. Who assumed who was with who, and you know how the logistics go. And I was asked to go to this area in Deep South called La Brea to sensitize the people, because the country just felt sick because it was really gruesome. So when I went down there, so to start with, I'm home and I'm getting dressed to go and speak to these 180 women who are very upset about what just occurred. And I'm getting ready and I heard, don't wear a suit. Now, I'm not religious, by the way, but I'm very spiritual and grounded. So, but that's how I recognize the voice. So when you have discernment, you recognize the voice, yes? Yes. So I heard the voice say, don't wear a suit. These people not coming to hear and see anybody who looking too cute. They need somebody who could tell them that this wouldn't happen again. So when I went down there, well, I wore shirt and trousers and heels. If you know me, I kind of like can't do it without the heels. Because you know, women, sometimes they need heels. They could be a defense mechanism, it could be class, it could be many reasons why our sisters have to wear the heels, right? So when I got down there, I said to them, after everybody else spoke about all the cute things and the logistics and the statistics, and you gang licks, you don't want to hear all of that. You need to be real with people. I said, so I came to tell you that this is the last time I'll be coming here. This is La Brea, we still on. And I said, I want to find out why we keep accepting this thing. There are some things we don't ask for, but I'm telling you from a place of dealing with it daily, we contribute without even knowing. We have big mouths. We answer back for everything, and sometimes we need to know when to zip it and let peace reign and strategize your way out of a situation. You all with me? Yes. Right. So I said to them, I need to know why it's happening. And I need people to be real. So somebody said, you know, well, I have the kids to go to school, and well, he's the breadwinner. I said, okay, stop. There's your answer. They ain't got no money. They ain't got no money. We have too many sisters in situations because they ain't got no money. So they stay because that's the breadwinner. And they stay because the children have to go to school. And they stay because they feel that they have no way out. But there's always a way. Because he always makes a way where there seems to be no way. We just need to believe in ourselves. We need to be empowered. And one of the things I also recognize, and sisters, I'm being as real as I can get, because I'm a sister too, so this is not Wendy came to abuse you guys, but sometimes some of us need some new friends. I could be real? Yeah, some of us need some new friends. The friends who will empower you and not discourage you. The friends who will tell you the truth even if it hurts. Not, girl, well, you know, it's for better or for worse, you know. You ain't getting licks? Tell me about better or for worse. That ain't not what it means. We need to stop, you know, misinterpreting the word. God probably looking and saying, but these people are crazy. Better or for worse does not mean that. Let me save some folks. It does not mean you take licks morning, noon, and night because I got married, and you know, marriage is supposed to last. The marriage is honorable and the bed undefiled. They like to pull the scriptures, you know, but they have some other scriptures. I know God capsized a table. He capsized the whole table in the temple, and even Jesus get vexed. So we need to stop accepting mediocrity and stop allowing our sisters to go through stuff because of society say. And what I will say, you married to somebody very influential. What would the media say? The media not getting licks. To thine own self be true. If you have to run, you have to run. If you have to strategize, you need to strategize. But for me, enough is enough. Every week I'm on the radio right through, talking to people. When I come off the radio, it's almost 40 calls. People crying out for help. Enough is enough. You all don't have gender-based violence in St. Vincent? Oh, you don't find enough is enough? We take in too much, and sometimes we feel we need to take it. We don't need to take it. And one of the things I'm really grateful for is the ministry that I'm in Trinidad. My bishop is organizing to deal with the men because I don't like how they're treating the sisters. What's your name, darling? Lisa, you're in the front, so you know you get picked on, right? So let me talk to Lisa. So Lisa, here what happened, girl. Jane getting licks, rare licks. And they take Jane, and they put Jane in a home, and they put Jane in a shelter. Jane is the one getting licks, you know. But the perpetrator, that's so-and-so. In the house, living large still, enjoying all the amenities. And you all understand what I'm saying? Yes. They have the thing back to front. I'm not saying we don't need shelters. It has its place. But whilst we focus in, and I don't like to call them victims either, the ladies who are in an unfortunate position, we need to be dealing with the perpetrators. Because men have an issue with having some kind of control. Now, all the men are the one recording it, so if the recording don't come out, it's because the men get upset and decide, no, I ain't recording nothing. But we have to deal with it. But you see, one of the things we need to do as sisters, we need to understand men. That's the whole problem right there. Look, you watching me cut. I have the mic and I have on heels. We don't understand men. That's something that I learned a long time ago because I was trying to understand why we are allowing all these things to happen, and I realized we don't understand men. They are not us. You see all those emotions we have? That we go on and on about one thing over and over and you're nagging. Yeah, some of us nagging. I could be true. Men don't function from that place. So Jane, right? Jane is the one getting licks. All right, Lisa, okay. Back to Lisa now. So Lisa, you come home. The man watching cricket. Honey, Auntie Mary is coming next week and we need to figure out, what we're going to do, where we're going to put the kids. And he's not listening to you. Cricket is going on. And you now, upset. I'm talking to him and he answers. You pick up your phone. What's your name, darling? And he'll get punked for sitting in front. So Christine now is your friend. You're on the phone to Christine. Christine, I don't understand, I am trying to tell him, but the people come in and the cricket more important than me, and you eat up yourself, your blood pressure sky high. And here Christine, girl, that's how men is. No, her tail single. It's always the single woman want to give the advice, right? Her tail single. So she looking for company. So she trying to mash up the thing because since you get with this man, she don't have no girl time. That's the truth. And you end up stained in nonsense. So Miss Christine ain't telling you nothing that helping. Girl, if I were you, I'd turn down the pot. I ain't cooking. Let him watch cricket. Let him eat the bat. You all with me? That's the reality of it. So we need to understand men. Darling Lisa, when they're watching cricket, is not the time to talk. Testosterone, you with me? Yes, nice. So we just have to understand them, Once we understand them, everything will go well. He does trip off. You stay away when he's tripping off. What's the root of this tripping off? Try and find that out. Because at the end of the day, enough is enough. I really, really want everybody in this room know somebody who's been abused. And it's not just physical. Sometimes the other ones are worse than the physical. Financial abuse is absolutely not acceptable, sisters. You see, they get quiet. Financial abuse is not acceptable. Once you believe in yourself and you look in the mirror and you recognize that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, nobody ain't supposed to be busting no style on you. Because you're looking like $1 billion and you got it together. But you can't say them things if you don't have to. You understand what I'm saying? You can't say that if you don't have and you're dependent on him. Because all that mouth could come to zero when he stopped giving you. But when you have your own, amazing things happen. So this is the personal development bit and the empowerment bit. I'm saving the money bit for last because the money bit's serious. Because I really believe that the word... We have any believers in here? Yes. No, we have any believers in here? Yes. And the word says you must prosper and be in good health. Why some of us broke? Well... Not us, but yeah, some of them. Why we not prospering as a people? is because we hold on to some old things that your grandparents say, and Lord, I forgive my grandmother a million times. Because growing up, I would go for holidays, and my grandmother, who they call Mother Thomas, she had a good friend called Mother Eutress, you know them old school Baptist people. And my Mother Eutress will pass and say, Mother Thomas, morning, morning, how you doing? And this is my grandmother. Well, get like they poor and polite. What is that? I kid you not. And it is a popular saying in the countryside. I like her, she say yes. What is your name, darling? Veronica. V, not VF? Veronica. Yeah, we have that in Trinidad. We have them names in Trinidad. So thank you. You're You see? I have relatives here. Yes? So, that was a little bit of personal development. Love yourself. Don't depend on nobody. Love yourself. Don't wait for no man to love you neither. Love yourself. Now let me tell you a little secret now. Who married in here? Any married women in here? No, they're free to put up their hand. Any married woman in here? Because this is live and your husband will see it. Let me tell you all a nice secret. I can share a secret with you all that will keep you, the married women, happy, and even the single sisters who will get their Boaz in 2020, because 2020 is the year of delivery. Yes? A real single woman in St. Vincent, boy. What happened to the men in St. Vincent? What? Okay. Some things better left unsaid. Yes? You know the size of your heart, right? You do biology in school, it's small. Is the top of your thumb something? Right. No, your heart is not that big, darlings. Okay, your heart is not that big. Your heart is a small thing that is going do-doop, 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 do-doop. You see it on all them little, right. Here's what. It's too small to give away. The only person supposed to have your heart after you is God. Stop taking your heart, your whole heart, like the young people. Okay, I'm not that old, but yeah. Your whole heart and giving it to men. Let me say it again. I'll come down here. Stop taking your whole heart and giving it to men. None. You are not supposed to give no man your heart. Give him some commitment. Your heart belongs to God. By the way, I have to admit I just learned that last week Sunday. So I have to give kudos to Bishop Dexter James, who talked about love and leadership last week Sunday. And I was like, true? Well, I had to backpedal now and now see where I went wrong. I am well giving away the heart because you're in love, Lisa Gill, you're in love and you're giving away the heart and oh my God, the two shall become one. Keep your heart. But two shall become one and all this crazy stuff. Those are things we do and don't even think about it. So if you take your heart and you give it to Harry, she earned a gift. What's your name, darling? Tekla? Tekla, I like you. Lady in red. Somebody's with me. Stop giving away your heart. I did it for years. You're in love. You like rather and prefer. Oh, honey, the two of us shall become one. And our hearts beat as is one heart you have. You stop taking your heart to put with somebody's heart to beat as one. Your heart beating on its own. It's illogical and we keep doing stuff and then we end up in pain. You know why? Because you took your heart and give it to somebody else. You can't break what they don't have. You sitting on this table, Christine. Lisa can't break your glass because your glass on your table by you. But if you take a glass and put it by Lisa and she knock it over, it's you who put your glass by Lisa. It's the same concept. Hold on to your heart. Keep your heart. Yes? Everybody looking at me like, wait, boy. I was like that in church last week Sunday. I was like, what? Bishop Shaw? Yeah, keep your hold onto your heart. It's yours. Commit. Stay faithful. Love. But keep your heart. Keep your heart. We good so far? We going good? Nice. So that's a little personal development, a little bit of empowerment. I wanted this. You all right, ma'am? Everybody's panic when it could be a good thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It's a good thing. So, where's my operator person? What to call him? Oh, the light in my eye, I can't even see you. I told you all there's men behind this equipment, you know. So anything could happen today. Let's go. Our team is When Women Raw and International Women's Day. I am Generation Equality, realizing women's rights. You have a right to be free. You have a right to be free. Financially free, emotionally free, to do whatever it is you want. If you decide, you know what, I want to go to Miami for the weekend, jump on your plane, go to Miami, shop till you drop, come back. But you could only do it if you're financially independent, not so? All right, you can't. So we will keep this thing moving. So one of the things I recognize is that we have very few entrepreneurs in the house. Entrepreneurship is a key that could unlock some doors in your life. Now, I did the 8 to 4, 9 to 5 thing. You heard of UB Arthur Lockjack in Trinidad? One of the biggest universities in Trinidad. So I was employed at UB Arthur Lockjack as a senior advisor, and God has been good. Within about a month, I became a lecturer as well. So I was working at this one company with 2 nice salaries. Is it sounding good so far? And then they had a tender out for a large amount, some millions. And my boss said to me, well, you need to work on this tender because we must get this. So I am very committed and faithful. If I commit to something, my word is my honor. So I'm burning the midnight oil, working, paperwork, getting home like 2 a.m., having to get back to work at 7 a.m., and I live 45 minutes from where I work. And you know, as sisters, how we know how to do the grind. Long story short, we won the tender. But whilst I'm driving, a light bulb went off in my head. I just got millions for Nicholas Lockjack, who's home hugging up his wife. And I am up. She's referring to the situation. Up and down the highway, and I said, well, wait. By this time, I had formed the Trinidad and Tobago School of Protocol. So I'm teaching protocol, you know, at the side, and these people just get employed. And I'm like, you know, something not right, the equation not right. The equation did not make sense. And I started saying to myself, Wendy, what you did for them, you could do for yourself. The next week I resigned.
Very good.
Thank you. Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith. Well, my mother is old school. You know this thing like? You know, she's not watching. She's like my mother old school. Lisa, you give up your good work. Too much good work you have, and you give up your good. But we will see where this is going. I said, Lord, you told me to walk in faith. You can't embarrass me, you know. You have to hold him at his word, you know. The right word. Not for better or for worse word. You have to hold him at the right word. So then, a month passed. Nada. I said, Lord, I was getting told you so. But you know, he have a habit, he likes to come in the evening time. When everything looking like it ain't going to come true, and it looking like you're about to slip up with your faith, that's when he like to put in an appearance. Within 1 week, I got contracts I couldn't even handle. And the School of Protocol got transferred into the Trinidad and Tobago Corporate Training Academy. And one of my first jobs was right here in St. Vincent for the Office of the Prime Minister and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You recorded me, I can't say what I want to say about Lockjack, but I'm no longer there. And I expanded my training academy and I speak all over the world. I train all over the world, but I took a leap of faith. And listen, I didn't consult anybody to resign. I heard from upstairs and I operated. Sometimes we talk too much and we tell the wrong people. Because misery loves company, you know. You'll start to get the doubters in your ears. Christine, give you a show? Give that a go. Don't do that. You never could, it's stable, you're sure when the man come. Stop telling the wrong people your business. Sometimes you need to act and surprise some folks. So that's what I did, and I recognize that entrepreneurship is a key. I'm not saying don't go the 8 to 5, 9 to 4. What's it working hours in St. Vincent? 8 to 4? Oh, you're so disciplined. You all go to work for 8 though? Hey Tish, listen to me. When the government say come for 8, you have to reach for 7:45. Look like you want to work. No? Yes? The minister here, you know. Okay. And you know, yeah, okay, wonderful. But I have something to say to people who work in 8 to 4 or 9 to 5. That means you're a corporate slave. It don't sound good. I've been there, but you're a corporate slave. You have to do what they tell you to do. You ain't just sitting to come for 8. You have to come for 8, don't come for 8 now. You have 1 hour lunch, take 2 now. They give you a uniform, wear what you want now. You're a corporate slave. But it's part of your journey. So it's not something that we're going to dog out, but it's part of your journey. In school, well, in Trinidad school, and I assume it's the same for St. Vincent, go to school and get a good work. They teach you money in school? No. They don't teach you money in school? They don't want you to do that? Some school. Who said that? Now you see they don't want to speak up. It's what we're roaring today. So the employee factory where they have the corporate slaves, so you work for 40 hours a week, 40 weeks in the year, and when you finish you get your 40% pension that can't even go in the grocery. And you work your whole life. You can't even save. Some people can't even travel. Like I would say to people in Trinidad, they're living in Trinidad for years and they haven't even been to Tobago. So you might have people living in St. Vincent and they can't even see the Grenadines. You all understand them? Yeah. So it's a journey. It's not to knock where you're at, but it's a journey which means time to get out. But the ministry must run. We make sure I remain friends with the minister. Yes? Let's go. There's something called the cash flow quadrant. Can you all see the screen? No yet? So I have to talk kind of, right. So the cash flow quadrant is divided into 4 quarters. So on the left side, we have people who are employed and self-employed, and on the right side, we have business owners and investors. Some people spend their whole life on the left side. They never own a business, and they never invest in anything. You can't do what you don't know. If you haven't been taught these things and you're in an environment that isn't promoting it, you won't know it. So it's not a knock on people who aren't doing it because you didn't know it. That's going to change from tonight. We have some millionaires and billionaires in St. Vincent and women of purpose. And you could walk into an orphanage and say, let me write a check for $100,000 and not blink. It's about time we do something about being broke. Let 2020 be the last year you're broke. That's right. I like this pussy over here. Let 2020 be the last year you're broke. You all could stay broke. This table ain't stable. I like this table. Money answereth all things. You can't want to stay broke. Any of y'all been to Trinidad before? Yes. Who has not been to Trinidad? And don't lie. Who has not been to Trinidad? Everybody in this room has not been to Trinidad. I'm going by the floor. The floor, they're lying. Everybody in this room been to Trinidad? Anybody, let me answer different. Alright, what shall you see? The fourth commandment is thou shalt not lie. What shall you see that? Kitty, what part of Trinidad you been? Stop. Christine, what part of Trinidad you been? Hey, she from Trinidad. That's what you watched me hard holding. Have you been to what part of Trinidad you been? This is amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause. Everybody in this room is Trinidad. You have them. So why are you lying in the corner there? I was shying you up. Why are you lying? So why are you putting up your hand over me? Sort, what do you mean? How you sort up into Trinidad? What do you sort up into Trinidad? I love Philippines. My girl says she's sort of been to Trinidad. Asked her if it's in transit, she said no. So that's a whole new conversation. But I'm really glad that you all have visited.
All this time because I was born here, I grew up in the UK. So I'm born in and I'm sure
That's your excuse? From Salta? I was born in the United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth Maternity Hospital, Birmingham. And I grew up in Trinidad. So being in the UK don't mean you can't come to Trinidad? That's alright. So you mean you have that on your bucket list? Get to Trinidad. You just get to Trinidad. So you don't feel left out with everybody in the room going to Trinidad. Yeah, everybody in the room. I love you all a little bit more because everybody went to Trinidad. You all have this you went for carnival. But you just went to wine, you see? You honest, I like her, she said yes. That's why she went. That's okay. It's all good. So, the left side of the quadrant is where you're employed or self-employed. Every single one of you all in this room has a gift. Whether you found it, somebody tell you it's not it, or whatever, everybody in this room has a gift. The easy way to find your gift, for those who don't know, go into your childhood. That's where you find the seed to your gift. So all my school reports, since I'm in primary school, and this is a gospel truth, when my dad died, you're clearing out stuff, and my mother could store stuff. I tell you, she old school. So all the school reports from since primary school. Wendy's a brilliant student, but too talkative. If Wendy will talk less. But then if I come in first in test, I think I justified. I was bright, so I think I could talk, and now I talk for a living. You will find your gifts in your childhood. So, short entrepreneurship story. I met Richard Branson years ago, and I asked him what is the key to his success. And he said multiple streams of income. You see that one job thing? Forget that. Get quiet. You see that one job thing? Forget it. You cannot create generational wealth with a government job. It could be one of your streams of income, but it should never be your only source of income. Never, never. When I met Mr. Branson, he said to me, next year I'll have Virgin Hotels, and the following year I'll have mobile, and the man just not stopping. Now he has Virgin Voyages, he has a whole cruise line. The man is a multi-billionaire. And you know how he got his name, his brand, Virgin Atlantic? He went to tender for a project. And the guys in the room were older than he was. And they were making fun of him because he was very young. And they said to him, oh, you're the virgin in the room. So he showed them what their word could do. And now the Virgin brand is a global conglomerate. Take the words that they tell you that they think is negative and throw it back at them. So when somebody think they're telling you something negative, use it. Use it. Everybody in this room has a gift. Any hairdressers in the room? Where my hairdressers? Where my hairdresser's at? May not be for me, but I'll tell a friend. That's what you do? Full time? Make some noise for an independent sister in the house. We have any caterers in the room? You have your own business? How long? 2 years? You have 2 businesses? Well, she put me in my place. 2. Make some noise for our next independent sister in the room. Your gifts will make room for you. Take out the correct parts of the word and use it. So my mom is 75. Looks like 50, but she's 75. And one of her specialties is puncher creme. Do you all know about that drink here? Yes. You all have it here? Yes. Don't taste like Trinidad, don't do. It better? I'm here till Sunday. Who making sure I taste some? LaFleur? We get minister say yeah. So minister organizing some puncher. You all call it the same thing? Yes. So my mom is a puncher creme specialist. But she has now retired. Her field was gynecology, and she decided she wants to travel the world and enjoy life because she sacrificed sending children to school and the whole lecture. And my aunt went to a particular supermarket, because we live, right? Can't call the supermarket name, and get sued, and bought a bottle of puncher creme, and it tasted really bad. Now, I'm at my mom's house upstairs, and I'm hearing the conversation in the kitchen. So I came downstairs, my Aunt Lynette, bless her, and I was cracking up. I was really provoking her. I was like, how it tastes? I was really provoking her. And she's like, I spent my money. I said, no, your sister can make puncher cream and you went and buy it. Suppose it tastes bad. So then I said, Mommy, you should make this thing and sell, not me. I have retired for a reason. My mother is very prim and proper, and if that's what she's saying, you see how you sit there with such class. Give her a round of applause. Since I met her, she's just a walking drink of class. And you must give honor where honor is due. So I said that to my aunt, and my mom said, not me, I retire and I don't have no time to make nothing to sell. You ever have a thought in your head that's not going away? So I called my friend, who is the purchasing manager at Hilton. And I said, hear this. Who supply Hilton with puncher creme for the season? Now we're in the month of November 2015. She said, well, people have to drop off their samples, and then we would make a decision. I said, when is the deadline? She said, tomorrow at 3. I said, okay, my mother is very orderly, so house put away for Christmas since then. All kind of doily, pretty thing, candle. You all celebrate Christmas here, right? Nice. So I stole a doily. Well, she saw me. I said, Mommy, I'm borrowing this doily. I will bring it back. She had 7 bottles of puncher creme on the table for family. I said, can I get one? Go ahead. I have a flask that I use for the gym. And I stopped by McDonald's and I filled it with crushed ice. I pulled up by a wholesale place called Santa Monica, and I bought some little sample cups and some cocktail straws. When you're doing it, you must do it right. And I put on a suit. I did. And I love it. And my high heels. And I jump in my van, and Hilton, here I come. So I walked in, and my friend was not there. And I said to the lady, I said, excuse me, ma'am, I came to deliver puncher creme samples. She said, rest of the day. I said, excuse me? She said, yes, everybody put it in there. I'm the wrong person to do that with, by the way. I said, excuse me, ma'am, I came to present. You come to present? I said, yes. She said, well, hold on, I'll get the fellas for you. So it's about 6 men, testosterone, came out. They are the tasters. And they ain't bullying me. I know how to roll. So I said, hi, my name is Wendy Lewis, and I came to present a sample of my puncher creme. Here, one of the guys. But nobody do all that whole week, all of that. I ignored him completely. I said, may I have some space? I put out my doily. Put out my sample. Doily, yeah, we know about doily. We old school. Doily, I don't care what new name they give it, it's a doily. So I put out my doily, My sample cups with my crush eyes. Well, the straws didn't work, it's testosterone. They ain't drinking nothing with no straw. And I shake up the punch cream as if I made it. And I poured. And the same rude one. He said, but Miss Lady, but this is the best punch cream we taste for the week. I said, oh, you ready to be nice to me? He said, no, girl, this whole week we tasting this thing. And next guy say, I find it need a little bit more rum. I say, you are alcoholic. So I started to engage them now. And one of the guys left and went to the office with the same lady. And then she said, excuse me, Miss Lewis, can I see you for a moment? I said, sure. So I leave them drinking out the whole bottle, by the way. And she said to me, is it possible we could have 6 for Friday? So I said, no problem, because I don't know it has 6 on the table. Oh. It have 6 made already. I good to go. And then she shocked me. She said, no, ma'am, not 6 bottles, 6 cases. Well, now I'm trying to figure out how to go, man. Tell my mother. She have to make 6 cases. I said, how much in a case? She said, 12. In my mind, I said, Jesus Christ, what I get myself into? So I said with a beautiful smile, sure. I will see you. When do you need this for? Friday? No problem. And I'm driving, going down the road thinking, well, your mother going to kill you. So I went home and I gave her the whole story up to that part. And then she said, well, look, it have 6 on the table. I said, well, Mommy, it's not bottles, it's 6 What do you mean? I said, as in 72 bottles? Well, I said to Mommy, breathe. Mommy, you need to breathe. Here, we gonna work this thing out. So you tell me what 1 bottle of rum could do. And I start with my pen and paper. I said, I'll be right back. I went to the supermarket. I bought all the ingredients for the 72 bottles. I now have to pledge my life to her home for 2 days because I have to help. And I have to do, I don't know what to do, but I'm taking instructions. And I got the bottles, and my brother is a graphics designer. He said, but we can't go out, so we had to get a little label. So he started to work on the label. And I decided, well, if we could supply Hilton, why stop there? I said, I wonder what you're supposed to do to get this thing in a supermarket. So I went to the Ministry of Health, and they told me 132 tests. $1,800 E. coli and some things I can't pronounce, but you need to go through these things to get it on the shelf. That year, we supplied Trinidad Hilton, Carlton Savannah, Marriott, all York all-inclusives. It went to the supermarket the next year. We supplied up to this year Carnival, Beach House. My mom is now an entrepreneur. What do you have in your house? Madam Caterer in the corner there. What's your name, darling? Natalie, easy name. Natalie, you're a millionaire and you don't even know it. 3 businesses you're sure about. You see, food, alcohol, and funeral home. You must eat, you must drink, and you're bound to die. I'm telling you. So let's go. So now we want to recognize, because the current system, and it's the same throughout the Caribbean, it's set up for us to stay broke. Let me scope out my audience before I say the wrong thing. Yeah, room of black people, I like that. When you're a room of black people, you can talk free. I like, but there are a room of black people that can talk free. The system is designed. I am bold. You heard when she read my bio? My character is bold. The system, this is the camera here. The system is designed for black people to stay broke. And if you believe what they say, you will stay broke. That is not in your destiny. That is no part of your purpose. The word says you must prosper. That is a real picture. On the left is broke people, on the right is rich people, and the only thing dividing it is mindset. There is nothing different between you, and in Trinidad we have a Syrian community. You all have that here? Yeah. You have some Syrians here too? Yeah. But they ain't easy. Yeah. Little St. Vincent, they come here too? Yeah. Long time? Let me tell you something. What I'm about to share with you, if you follow it to the latter, within 5 years you make them look like sand. You're not supposed to be broke. Forget what they tell you based on your color, based on your race, based on the fact that you're female, and all of that is shenanigans. We had an amazing conference in Trinidad in January, and I had the honor to meet Andrea Chimbala. She's the third richest woman in Europe. She's only 25 years old. She came from poor, I'm talking ridiculous poor. I have never experienced that level of poverty. And she's 25 years old, and she's a multi-billionaire. Those are the people you need to be around. Misery Love Company. Two broke people only talk about the fact that they're broke. It's the truth. You can't go eat in no restaurant. You can't drink nowhere high fly. You can't jump on a plane. Two all you broke. Nobody encouraging nobody. Nobody saying, let's go. Nobody saying nothing. Me projector man, slow. Testosterone. Anybody here want to be financially free? That is sound like you really want to be free. Because one of the things that happens why people aren't financially free is because they don't want to shift out of their comfort zone. They get comfortable and they don't want to take a leap of faith. Do whatever you like. My nail tech making more money than me. That's not good. $200 and something, full set, refill every 2 weeks, and you can't get an appointment because 10, 12 people a day will do the maths. Her gift will make room for her. I came on the flight with another friend of mine, Mark. He's one of the top nail technicians in Trinidad. He does nails for the stars. From men go down, we fighting off. It's the truth. But it's about time to change the paradigm and be all that God has called you to be. And it's time for us women to not be afraid to fail, but be afraid not to try. But we must all be able to roar, because when women roar, amazing things happen. You can now have dinner. Thank you.
Thank you so much, for the words of inspiration. What have we learned tonight? That it's important to love yourself, to take a leap of faith, that your gift will make room for you. Create generational wealth. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. Be leaders, don't be followers, don't chain up, and be independent and strong, but be true. We'll invite Miss Nersa King to come and do a spoken word for us.
Good night to all. I have a few pieces to read for you. Round bosoms of demolition swell with every rotating line of wide lips that lead to twisting columns of thighs and funnel legs. She struts effortlessly across the earth's floor like a swirling white mist that lures men in, spinning heads and churning hearts. Her smile is electric. In her eyes, heaven meets earth. Hysteria precedes her arrival. Destruction follows her departure. All was obliterated in her quest for vengeance. That was upon observing a tornado. Thank you.
Thank you so much, yes, Kate, for that. We're at the point where we're going to be recognizing, we're going to get some brief, like absolutely brief remarks from our Honorable Minister, Frederick Stevenson, Minister of National Mobilization and Social Development.
Thank you very much, and thank you everyone, Your Excellency, Governor General, Mrs. Susan Duggan, all of you, the wonderful participants here tonight at this very important function. I want first of all to thank my permanent secretary and the staff in the Gender Affairs Division for putting on this wonderful activity here tonight. I think they deserve a round of applause. told me that she's putting on this function, I know that when you have functions, a lot of persons don't turn out, but I'm happy to see the turnout here tonight. It's very impressive, and once again, I think our guest speaker, Wendy, gave us a mouthful. I want to thank her for being here with us. Vincent, and again, this is the second time. I'm sure that if she was in a room in Trinidad and Tobago having a function like this, and she had so many Trinidadians would have visited St. Vincent, the whole hand would have been up in the air, because we do not get a lot of Trinidadians coming to St. Vincent. I don't know for what purpose and reason, but many a times I go to functions and you speak to Trinidadians and they say to you, I've never been to St. Vincent, even though many Vincentians have lived in Trinidad for many, many years. I want to apologize for the absence of the Honorable Prime Minister and to welcome you to the official residence of the PMEs out of state. And both of us should have been overseas in Morocco at this particular time, but we had to cancel that trip, and that is why I'm here with you tonight. I want to reiterate a point that Ms. Wendy said when she spoke, that those of us who have been uplifted, we must lift up a sister or a brother. Those of you who are here tonight at this very important function, you have to go back out into the byways and the highways and see how best you can help to uplift one of our brothers and sisters who are less fortunate than ourselves. It is important for us to do so as a people as we seek to decrease the incidences of domestic violence in our societies. It's when persons are empowered, when women are empowered, that they can move out of domestic relationships and be independent. And I want to once again thank the Gender Affairs Department in the Ministry of National Mobilization for putting on this very important activity. For those persons who would be recognized here this evening for your work in different areas, I want also to commend you for the tremendous work that you have done and continue to do for the advancement and development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Minister Stevenson. We're at the point of our program where we're going to be honoring some wonderful ladies tonight. The first person that is being honored is Miss Jeannie Oliver. Oliver, good, you're paying attention. When women roar, good job. So, Jeannie is a devout Catholic and dedicated mother of 3 adult daughters. She began her education in Bequia and later completed advanced training across different fields, including teaching, trade unionism, domestic violence, intervention, and gender and development. Over the years, she worked as Secretary General, Chief Executive Officer, and Gender and Development Specialist for the New Democratic Party. Currently, she is the SVG Human Rights Association Administrator / Education and Training Officer and serve as the Volunteer Director of the Marian House. Jeannie remains devoted and steadfast in her efforts to improve the lives of all women and young people across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We will now invite the Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan, to hand over this award. The award is in the area of women and development. This is the Field Award for Women and Development. St. Vincent and the Grenadines representative on the committee of experts that evaluates the compliance of OAS member states on the Ville de Par. Pardon my pronunciation of that. She was also the first OECS national to serve on its executive body as vice president. A warm round of applause for our awardee, Ms. Miriam Roach. Yes. Our third awardee is Mrs. Cheryl James, and today she gets bolder and happier and moves to more contentment as today she officially turns a new chapter. Tomorrow she gets beach time. Today is her last day on the job, so she's officially out of the service now, and she's getting Field of Award for public service. Cheryl joined the rank of file of the St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force in 1986 as a constable. She has been attached to the Criminal Investigation Department and other police districts, including the DARE program, throughout her career. She retires from the police force this year as Inspector of Police after serving 33 years, having responded to murders, sexual violence, domestic violence, and other crimes, while still managing a household of a husband and 3 children. She's considered the police specialist for domestic violence and child abuse matters. Ms. James is a devout Christian who enjoys spending time with God's word and spreading it to others. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you. We'll now invite our minister. Our next awardee is Miss Letitia Sandy, and she's getting a Field Award for public service. Letitia is a barrister and solicitor. She joined the Financial Intelligence Unit, FIU, in June 2009 as a legal officer and is currently the director. She is a certified anti-money laundering specialist and is a trained 4th round assessor of the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force and participated in the 4th round mutual evaluation of Antigua and Barbuda as the legal expert. She is the deputy chairperson of the National Anti-Money Laundering Committee and the first female chairperson of the National Commission on Crime Prevention. Ms. Sandy is also a member of the National Beauty Shows Committee. All right. Our next award is Mrs. Laura Anthony Brown, and this Field Award is for public service. Laura is an economist and served as Director of the Planning in the Ministry of Economic Planning from 1995 to 2018 and Director of the Zero Hunger Trust Fund from inception to April 2016 to present. She holds master's degree in economics, marketing, and linguistics. We are proud to honor her tonight. Our next awardee is Mrs. Kitty Francis Crick, and she is getting the award in the area of sports. Skitty Prudence Francis Crick started her career in netball at the age of 9 years while a pupil at the Cane End Government School and continued at the secondary level and then nationally where she represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She was named Sportswoman of the Year in 1999 and Sports Ambassador in 2001. In 2019, some 33 years after joining the Maple Netball Club, Skitty still holds the record of the most accurate accurate goal shooter with an average of 99.55%. When women roar, amazing things happen, but great things happen as well. And we're now going to invite our PS to hand over these awards. Also in the field of sports, this award is to Miss Linda McDowell. However, Andrea Gonzalez will accept it on her behalf. Linda McDowell is St. Vincent and the Grenadines' top female long-distance athlete and has won Sportswoman of the Year for 3 consecutive times. In addition, she captured the first place in the CARICOM 10K and also St. Vincent's 10K numerous times. She pushes herself to work hard and dream big as it gives her the power to test her abilities. Her award is being accepted by Andrea Gonzalez. In the field of culture and fashion, we have this awardee, Miss Lisa Cordis. Lisa Cordis is a Vincentian designer who, through her years of design, has realized the importance of creativity and originality in further developing herself as an artist and achieving her goals of becoming an internationally recognized fashion designer. Her passion is translated through each piece that she has since crafted through her fashion company, Poshell. The brand was brought to life in 2009 and has since graced stages in Barbados, Bahamas, and New York. In 2015 and 2016, they created the Headlines or Own fashion show featuring other designers. Poshell's brand aesthetics is feminine and is about celebrating the strong independence of women. Our awardee tonight, Miss Lisa Cordis. In the field of media, this award goes to Miss Claire Kiza. Claire is currently the CEO of Interactive Media Limited, publisher of Searchlight newspaper since 2005, and has a demonstrated history of working in the publishing and information technology industries. Ms. Kiza is a strong business development professional with bachelor's and master's degrees focused on computer science from the University of the West Indies and the University of Western Ontario, respectively. In the field of entrepreneurship, our awardee tonight is Miss Camille Crichton. Camille Crichton, Managing Director of the Professional Secretarial and Consultancy Services, is a successful entrepreneur with 30 years experience in business and educational management. She currently serves as the Honorary Counsel of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Camille was the pioneer of secretarial services and also for continuing education for secondary school dropouts and disadvantaged students to realize their developmental dreams and goals. Her Graduates now include lawyers, doctors, and financiers in government and the private sector institutions locally and regionally. Our awardee tonight, Miss Camille Crichton. Smile. Our next awardee is Mrs. Christine De Silva. She's also receiving an award in the field of entrepreneurship. Always identifying as a Caribbean national, Maria Christine De Silva was born in Barbados, grew up and attended school in Trinidad, completed her higher education in the UK, and returned to St. Vincent in 1994 to join the family business of Quickprint. She has played a leading role in that company since. Christine is an active member and past president of the Soroptimist International of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and also current council member and past president of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And our final awardee of tonight, Miss Chanel Mackenzie in the field of culture and entertainment. Inspired by her father, Gosnell Cupid, who is a panman and calypsonian, Chanel began singing calypso at an early age under the sobriquet Singing Chanel, winning calypso competitions at the primary and secondary school level. She was recognized by the National Youth Commission in 1995 and the National Cultural Foundation in 2004 for her outstanding contribution to culture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In 2019, she created history, winning the titles of Queen of Calypso and National Calypso Monarch, and placed second at the regional Queen of Calypso competition in Montserrat. Congratulations to Ms. Chanel Mackenzie. And it's with that same breath that we'll invite her to come and give a rendition for us. Chanel Mackenzie.
Okay, that's not the one we want to do tonight. Crumb me now. So, I had to tell them, give them a bit of my history because I have 8 junior crowns. And it took them 17 years to give me a senior crown. And last year, I decided to do a song. I was so upset in 2018 when I didn't win competition. And I said, you know what? I told my writer, I said, I want to tell them to crown me now. Don't wait until I'm dead. Don't wait until I'm gone to decide to tell me, oh, you were such an amazing entertainer, such an amazing calypso. So I stood up as a strong woman and I said to them, crown me now. You agree with me? Yes. So this song I did just for the judges, out of spite. And I win. I give them a little bit of my history. Ever since I was small, I was singing calypso for you. In junior monarch, I competed. Year after year, without fail, that's the truth. I won and I lost, but I kept fighting. 'Cause giving up was never part of my plan. My arrangements, feet and my trumpets, they're always biting. But every year I fell to become queen in this land. So I tell them, come me now, don't wait to present their family. We don't want force, you must leave when I'm gone. Come me now, don't wait to shower me with love. As time roll on by, I would question my existence in this art form. Cause no matter what I be singing, watch me, playing bridesmaid every year was the norm. But when I see rape and robberies escalating, or corruption by those in authority, I would return on a mission to be battling, using calypso as heavy artillery. So I tell them, come me now, don't wait to present my family with kind words in eulogy when I'm gone. Come me now, don't wait until I old and gray, blind or deaf or in a wheelchair. I can't hear a word, I pray so me hard. Come me now, don't tell me about paying dues in the sky so wide. I am a true Kaiser queen. I am a true Kaiser queen. Ba-da-ba, ba-ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, na-na-na-na-na-na. To you, Calypso, I am faithful. I won't trade you for a dime. You give me a voice to bless millions with messages that will stand the test of time. An ambassador I have been for my sweet island, traveling far and near, putting my land on the map. Cause home drums must be first, that is my mantra. That's why every year I represent and launch my attack on every issue. Crown me now, let me celebrate my victories with friends, fans and families. You enjoying the song so far? Crown me now, now all my ladies inside here. Anybody try to tell you anything negative or put you, don't tell them. You can always tell them that you are a queen. You hear me? Don't tell me about paying dues in the sky so see. I am a true Kaiser queen. I am a true Kaiser queen. I am a true Kaiser queen. Yeah. I am a true Kaiser queen. Da 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 da. Yeah. Crown me now.
Amazing job from Miss Chanel Mackenzie. And we can see why she was honored here tonight. And I'm actually really blessed because I think all of the women who have been honored here tonight, I've actually personally interacted with them in one way or the other, and all of them are inspiring in one way or the other. So I want to say a personal congratulations to all the queens who have been honored here tonight. And it's just a reminder that when women roar, amen, 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 amen. So we're at this point of our program where we're going to be able to get some food. So you don't have to worry about it too much. We're just going to invite Miss McKinney Borrow to do the expression of thanks, because it's always important, as I would say in my own life, to have an attitude of gratitude. So it's always important to say thanks. But part of what came out of the talk tonight from Miss Lewis, and it's something that I had written down here to tell you guys tonight, is that the best things happen when you're out of your comfort zone. So I want to remind every woman here tonight, when you leave, to remember that whenever you're close to success, whenever you're close to your breakthrough, whenever you're close to something amazing happening, it's when things get gloomy and when it gets down and all of that. Just remember, whenever you're out of your comfort zone, amazing things happen. And we say that everything, when women roar, I just want you to understand though that courage doesn't always roar loud. It doesn't always have to be loud. Some women are more quiet and they work behind the scenes. Everybody doesn't like to be up in the show, and that is okay. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try again tomorrow. So we must never lose hope. We must always encourage each other. And we just want to say a kudos and thank you to all the men who came out tonight to support us, because, you know, in this whole woman empowerment, and as we empower ourselves and each other, we cannot leave our men behind, because then they support us and we need to support them. But women, I just want to remind you tonight that it's important for us to support each other. How we treat each other, teach men how to treat us. We are the teachers, we're the nurturers. How we treat and respond to each other is the message that we send to men to say what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. How we treat each other, teach men how they are supposed to treat us. So start at home with your sons, with your husband, but let us try to treat each other right, all right? Let's crown each other and continue to give each other the love and support and uplift each other. Miss McKinney Barrow.
How am I going to give a vote of thanks after that? I feel really like out of space tonight. All protocols observed. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. So far, how is the night treating you? Good, right? An evening of excellence for the bold, beautiful, and talented ladies of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And yes, we cannot forget Trinidad and Tobago. I am McKinney Barrow, and I'm assigned research officer within the Gender Affairs Division. And tonight I'm blessed with the privilege of giving the vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for seeing gender and development as an important pillar in governance, democracy, and social development. Thank you to Her Excellency, Mrs. Susan Duncan, the Governor General. Duggan, I'm so sorry. The Governor General, gracing us with your presence tonight. We appreciate you. Thank you to the talented and beautiful Nika Isaacs for volunteering your time to come out here tonight and chair this beautiful event. Thank you to Ms. Hazelyn Lewis for blessing us with the word of prayer. Hailing from the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago, our facilitator for tonight, Ms. Wendy Lewis, we are so grateful for the wealth of knowledge you shared with us, and I mean wealth. Thank you to the Honorable Frederick Stevenson, Minister of National Mobilization, Social Development, et al. As you are consistent with your words, you are always focused and strategic to our cause. Thank you to all the awardees tonight for being good stewards in our society. And I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the sponsors, Corey's Hazel Inc., Finlec, Randy's Supermarket Company Limited, Digicel St. Vincent, Bank of SVG, National Insurance Services, General Employees Cooperative Credit Union, Republic Bank SVG, and Right Stuff. Also, thank you to the entertainers tonight, the great Chanel McKenzie, the talented Narissa King, and the gifted Marla Nanton. You ladies came out and showed us that we women indeed can roar. Thank you to Ms. Narissa Gittins Macmillan, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of National Mobilization, Ms. Lafleur Kwame, Coordinator of the Gender Affairs Division, and all of the staff who worked extremely hard to make this event possible, but to also thank you for your selfless efforts within our ministry. This is how we continue to champion our mission as workers. And also, thank you to the media for covering this event. And lastly, but not really lastly, I would like to thank the Prime Minister, Honorable Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, for blessing us with this lovely venue, a space where we women can dine, socialize, and network with each other in comfort and class. Here, we can roar. Good night.